Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang dhammang sanghang namassami. Once again, people who have arrived late or joined late online, we welcome you all in this regular Sunday Dhamma program, the chanting, meditation, and discourse. Here, people come, and also some people join online regularly if they are unable to come. And this program that we are conducting every Sunday, so that people can have access to the noble teachings, enlightened teachings of Lord Buddha. In his own words, Lord Buddha said, I only teach two things. There is suffering or dissatisfaction, and there is a way out of this suffering or dissatisfaction. That's all. Only these two things I teach. So whatever he taught, he gave many, many discourses. Nearly 84,000 discourses. But all of these 84,000 discourses, at different times, to different people, with different social background, different cultural background, different philosophical background, but just to open up their hearts so that they're able to see. They're able to see what is suffering, how to get out of this. Our minds work at various levels. All our minds are not same. Though we are human beings, but all our minds are not same. Some people's minds, because of their practice, that works at a very advanced level. For some excuse me. For some other people, it can work at a very basic level. So that's not the biggest problem we have. Whether our mind is working at an advanced level or mind is working at a basic level, we can always keep working. And that is what we call the practice of Dhamma. So Lord Buddha, what he gave to us is a path to practice, a path that we practice for our own freedom from suffering. That's all. So we must start where we are now, presently. We must make a beginning where we are. If, for example, if your mind is restless, if it thinks too much, it tends to be distracted so easily, then you must select an object, a suitable object, using which you can keep your mind peaceful, stay at one place, not to be distracted so easily. For example, we use this breath. We watch the breath, observe the in-breath and out-breath. Allow awareness to be with the in-breath and out-breath. Then initially you may find it difficult. It struggles a lot It wants to go there, it wants to go here and there. It goes here and there. You forget about the breath. And then after suddenly 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you realize, oh, I wasn't aware of the breath. I wasn't with the breath. I was just thinking. Huh? But that's okay, I say. That's fine. Nobody starts like an expert. It requires a lot of practice to become an expert. So give yourself that much time. When you go away from the breath, it's okay to go away from the breath. Just make sure you come back quickly. You come back to your breath quickly. Coming back should be quickly. That's all. You can go away one time or a million times, that's fine. But you must be able to come back quickly. So the thing is, that's how we practice. Our practice must start at where we are right now. We must make a beginning where we are right now. Because all of our minds ultimately are at different levels. Some people are able to understand things quickly. People say, we were talking at the beginning about Lord Buddha taught only two things. There is unsatisfactoriness and there is a freedom from unsatisfactoriness. Now people say, where is the unsatisfactoriness? Just like this, you come here and sit here on the cushion. When you sit, you feel good about it. After some time, our body starts paining. Mind becomes restless. It wants to go here, go there, see this, see that. When it sees it, sometimes it just wants to see the same things that you have seen again and again. Have you ever considered? Oh, I see the same thing. But when I close my eyes, I want to open my eyes again. There's nothing extraordinary to see. Nothing special, nothing new, nothing great. It's the same thing that I see. But then mind tells us, open your mind, open your eyes, open your eyes. No, why are you keeping the eyes closed? Why? Because that's how the mind works. It works through these 6 senses. We have the eye, we have the ear, and the nose, tongue, body, and the mind. And then there are these 6 types of objects outside. Things to see, visible things, sound, smell, taste, touch sensations, and mentally thoughts and feelings in the mind. And primarily, if you see, our mind is busy with any of these objects. Through the eye, it is busy with visible things, contacting visible things. Through the ear, it is busy with the sounds. Like this, all 6 senses and their objects. And when it is busy like this, it feels what does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel? You see something for 1 minute, 2 minutes, then you are bored. You want to see something else. You hear something, you want you like a song. You like a song is nice. You want to listen to that song. Listen to it. Listen to it again. Listen to it for the third time, consecutively, repeatedly, fourth time, fifth time, then you don't like it. Why? Because the ear, again, it becomes bored. Ear doesn't get bored. Our mind gets bored with the object of the ear. It wants to go to jump another place. So the mind gets bored. This is just exactly what is unsatisfactoriness is all about. It is right here within our own hearts. People say, I don't see any unsatisfactoriness. Then you should be perfectly peaceful with one object. Your mind doesn't need to roam around from here to there, from this object to that object. It should be perfectly peaceful and happy. But is it? That's where we contemplate. So when we say, I have unsatisfactoriness, so this is where to begin, by looking into our minds. You like to eat something, or a particular dish, whatever it is. You like to eat it. Make sure you eat it every day. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 1 week. Then you see you don't like it at all. Why? You said it is your favorite dish, but then why do you not like it? Just because there will come this unsatisfactoriness after all, because there is change in the mind. There is change in the mind. Earlier mind says, I want this. Then it says, I don't want this. This is the change. This is where the unsatisfactoriness comes from. So all our activities, it's not just with the food, not just what we, anything that we do is just like this. All things. All things. If that is the case, like for example, when the children are small, the parents love them too much. Children grow up, parents fight with them too much. Why? It's just because of this, the change. The change is universal. The change is the only true thing here within this mental and physical realm, whether in the realm of mind or in the realm of matter. That's the only constant thing to change. And when it changes, it becomes unsatisfactory. It has to be. There's no other way it can go. It will become unsatisfactory. So then, when we say we have unsatisfactoriness, we can see it right here. But then people are too busy, as I said. People are too busy. In what way are they busy? With the 6 senses. People say, I'm busy with this work, I'm busy with that work, I'm busy with this project, I'm busy with that project. They're just busy with the 6 senses and their objects, that's all. Whatever you see, your office, your home, your workplace, your resting place, whatever it is, just see, just contemplate. Is it outside these 6 senses and their objects, or is it anything other than this? Visible thing and sound and smell and taste and touch and thoughts and feelings in the mind? Anything other than this? No, nothing. It's just within these things. So you aren't busy with too many projects or this or that. You are just busy with the 6 senses and their objects. That's all. And what we just talked about, the nature of this, the feelings that arise from these 6 senses and their objects, they just change after some time. And when it changes, it becomes unsatisfactory. People want to join, for example, people have many aspirations. I want to join this company or that company. I want to become a big person in this field or that field. When they join that company, after some 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, no, this is not a very good job. This is too much work. This is like this is like that. I don't like it. I want to switch the job. I want to go to another place. Yeah? Sometimes even forget about ordinary employees or managers or some senior managers. Sometimes even CEOs leave their job and go to join another companies. Huh? Even the CEOs also, they also get bored. Nah, this company doesn't feel good. It's just right here. Unsatisfactoriness is just right here within our heart, not outside. So it's that we do not have enough mindfulness and wisdom to see. That's all. Sometimes you have some sickness, you go to the doctor does some tests, and then after doing those tests, it says, okay, there's a problem right here. The results are showing there's a problem here. You should do something about it. How do the doctor, how does he know? Because he has done those tests, he's looking at those results. But what about the tests that we should do into our own mind? There is no MRI or CT scan or this or that about this mind. We must find it out ourselves, right? Other people also cannot find it out for us. If we have unsatisfactoriness in this way or in that way, other people can't figure it out. It's difficult. It's almost impossible. We must figure it out. We must figure it out by ourselves, by looking right here. So that's the practice of Dhamma. That's the practice of the teachings of Lord Buddha. To be able to see right here within our hearts about the unsatisfactoriness. To be able to see in big way, in small way, and gradually in a big way. First, maybe just a little bit of it, and as you keep doing it, keep practicing, keep contemplating, investigating, to see in a bigger way how it is. So all our practice, whether it is being kind and helpful and generous. Why being kind and helpful and generous? Why? Because if we are just being a selfish and greedy person and hateful person, then our mind is too much heavy. Simple. You know? You take a bowl of water. You take a bowl of water and then you add a lot of colors. And then put one coin, 1 or 2 coins in this bowl. The water is red or yellow or blue or green or whatever it is. Then you can't see that coin below. You can't. Because the water has a lot of color. It hides the coin. Similarly, if our mind has a lot of greed or selfishness or hatred or anger, then it is not able to see the suffering. Suffering is just right there, but it is not able to. Because there are too many colors playing in the water. So that's where we begin, trying to become a good person who has some level of kindness, some level of compassion or generosity. Kindness and compassion to reduce our hatred and disliking, generosity to reduce our greediness, a lot of craving. This is mine, I don't want to share, to cut it down. These are fundamental things. It's not that you come here suddenly and sit down and start meditating and you understand everything. No. Just like for a good crop, you need to have a proper fertile land, tilled well, watered well, and then there should be enough manure in that land. Then only you can put the plants, put the crops, and then it will give a good harvest. You take any random piece of land, it is not very fertile, which is barren, and which is not tilled well, where there is not enough water, and you just put those seeds. Hardly anything comes out of it. Then you complain, oh, this is not working. How is it supposed to work? Was it even a suitable ground? So we create that kind of state of mind, which is free from greediness, free from hatred, to some extent at least. Then that's the right kind of mind. And then we establish ourselves in good behavior, right conduct which is good for us, good for others, conduct which is beneficial, not to indulge in violence or hatefulness, not to take other people's properties or things, not to indulge in any kind of wrong relationship, being committed to whatever relationship one has, not to tell lies. It's a very fundamental thing, telling lies or not telling lies, because when we practice to understand the nature of our mind, the nature of real nature of our mind, how the suffering arises, how the suffering ceases, this is very fundamental truth. It's the universal truth. We say all living beings have this. All living beings at all levels are under this truth, fundamental truth. They all have this. They have all suffer in one way or the other. They all have, in one way or the other, can find a way out. So, when you are looking to find out the universal truths, you must start with the basic truths in your life. If you start with lies, then there's no chance that you are reaching the truth. It doesn't work. And that's what happens to people. That's what happens. To practice the true spiritual life, and to practice the true spiritual life only with the one aim: to be liberated from suffering, to be liberated from birth and death. And that's not something that all the people can sustain, because they try to look for shortcuts here or there. After this, after a short time or after a long time. This much is okay, this much is enough, more than this I can't do. This is too much. So, if you're looking for shortcuts, then forget about spiritual life. You can do anything else, but forget about spiritual life. You can go to any teacher, any guru, any philosophy you can follow, any religion you can follow, doesn't matter. If you are not being, true spirituality is to make our mind straight. Straight. If you are willing to make your mind straight, then it is for you. If you are looking for shortcuts or bends, then forget about it. Nobody can give it to you. You have to make it straight. Nobody can make it straight for you. And if you have to take the troubles for it. So we develop these certain basic moral standards, abstaining from killing or stealing or sexual misconduct or lying or intoxicants. So then our mind has a lot of, it feels freedom. If you are always doing something wrong, then whenever people talk this or that, you are thinking, they must be talking about me. They must be talking about me. I did something wrong there. I did something wrong here. They must be talking about me. Your mind is full of confusions or remorse or doubts or such things because you aren't doing it correctly. But when you do it correctly, then such doubts don't come. Such remorse do not come. Such worries do not come. Then it is the perfect, suitable land to develop mindfulness and wisdom. Then you can see, then your mindfulness can grow quickly. Then you are able to stay with the breath quickly. Then you stay for longer time. Then you can see things quickly. All these things that I am talking about, how this unsatisfactoriness arises, how it comes to an end. You can see all this. It's not something that only some people can see, other people. Anyone sincerely doing, irrespective of whatever they are, whoever they are, they're able to see. Because all our minds have the power. Just that we have not trained it well. We need to train it well. That's the thing. We need to train it correctly. Then you can see, you can understand. Then you have not too many confusions. Does it work? Does it not work? Is it good? Is it not good? Like this. So that's the true spiritual life. To be able to understand the most fundamental truth of our life. There is suffering, there is a cause, there is the ending of suffering, and there is a way to end the suffering. Simple, but not simple, because these four things are the most complex. We can see everything. We can read a lot of books. We can listen to a lot of people, a lot of lectures and this and that. But to be able to understand this within our own hearts, clearly, without doubt, just as when it is daytime and the sun comes out, bright sun comes out on a bright sunny day, and then whenever you look around, you can see, okay, these are the trees, these are the buildings, these are the people going, everything, everywhere you look, you see everything is clear with the bright sunlight, just like this, with these Four Noble Truths. Then you see the suffering, the cause, the ending, and the path, Then you have done your job, completed your job. That takes time. So this much we offer to you today for your practice. May you be able to understand, may you be able to remember, may you be able to contemplate on these things again and again and practice correctly to be able to develop these wisdom of these Four Noble Truths and attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. We conclude with the chanting of metta, loving kindness to all living beings in the entire universe. Sukhi bhave yang nidukho ahang nichang ahang veya hitacha me sukhi hanto majjata dacha verino imani gamma ketam hi sattahantu sukhi sada tato parancha Chakavale sujantanu sadhu sadhu sadhu.